How to avoid common money mistakes. Hey there, I'm Michael Silva and you are watching Figuring Out Money. It's the series where I talk about three main topics: how to increase your income, how to keep more of your income, and then how to grow your wealth. If this kind of content interests you, I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below, smash that like, and leave me a comment on any future videos that you might like to see. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you the list of all the common money mistakes that I found on the internet. I searched YouTube, I searched Google, and even some personally to myself. I'm going to kind of condense it all down for you for what's the cause. As well, I'm going to be sharing with you the only thing that you really need to do to avoid all common money mistakes. Now, before we get started, if you've made a mistake in the past and it's kind of weighing you down, or you think that you might in the future, have no worries. Mistakes have the power to turn you into something better than before. See, the mistakes are not the problem. The problem is not learning from those mistakes. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's episode. So, money mistakes. Let's see the list that I compiled. Student loan debt, waiting to invest. So I guess waiting too long to invest. Buying an expensive car or a new car. Renting an expensive apartment or buying too expensive of a house. Okay. Renting expensive, I just said that one. Not keeping track of finances. Yeah. Buying useless luxuries. Not letting significant others pay for anything. Being complacent at your career. Trying to get rich quick. Overspending on food. Driving head first into credit cards. I think I meant diving head first into credit cards. Not caring enough about your credit history. Not planning for retirement. Cutting financial corners. Getting pets. I think that's reaching just a little bit. I mean, I get it, but it's kind of reaching. Avoiding calculated risks. Also kind of reaching. I don't know, just my opinion. Ignoring insurance. Not having an emergency fund. Borrowing money from a friend or family members. Having no financial goals. Living paycheck to paycheck. All right, so that was the compiled list of about 20 different money mistakes to avoid that I found scattered throughout the web. There's a common pattern that I've seen, and the common pattern, in my opinion, comes down to frivolous and excessive spending on borrowed money. There's a proverb in the Bible, 22:7, that says, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is the slave to the lender." Debt itself can have a real big chokehold on anybody's life. For example, like for me, I remember when I bought this Pontiac Solstice and I thought I was the coolest person on earth. And I'm so happy I didn't spend more than what I spent on it, but still it was a lot during that time. I spent $16,000 on it, or $17,000 on it. It was a 7% interest rate, which is pretty high. And I didn't buy the car, I bought the payments. So yeah, I was a slave to CarMax, right? I owed that money every single month. It was for a very impractical car. It was 2 seats. The seat didn't even move back, to be honest. It was such a horrible, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It took me about 1.5 to 2 years to be like, I am done with this. So what I did was I took the money out of my 401k, which is another mistake. I paid the car off, and then I sold the car and got rid of it for $8,000. Yes, about an $8,500 loss in just about 1.5 or 2 years. So that was one of my personal things. I can't sweat that enough. Excessive spending and frivolous spending, living on borrowed money, is the biggest common money mistake that I see out there. So what do we do to resolve this? Well, one thing that I heard in a recent course that I'm in was you need to act your wage. So what does that mean? It means put your ego aside and act as if you act with the money that you actually have. So if you don't have the money saved up to purchase a car, or purchase a house. Don't go getting into something significantly bigger than you can afford just to impress the people around you that don't necessarily really even care about it. There's been too many times where I worried about what kind of clothes I was wearing, what kind of jewelry I had. Not really necessarily jewelry, but I remember wearing these like fancy watches, and it was just a waste of money, to be honest. In my personal opinion, it was a waste of money for me. I didn't have the money, so it was definitely a waste of money. That car, like I said, I bought. There's just been so much excessive and frivolous spending that I've done, and not that I can't take it back, but what you can learn from it is don't let your ego take control of your finances. You don't need to get fancy things on credit cards to show off on Instagram, or to take photos of, and to kind of like look like a, you know, certain thing. I mean, it's just kind of the unfortunate truth. Like, I personally, for me, like when I see people driving like a crappy little car, I'm like, hey, they probably have a lot of money, probably a lot more than me. So save up money when it comes to big purchases. Act your wage. If you have the money, yeah, you can spend some of it. Now, if you have $5,000 saved up, don't go spending $4,500 on a new watch. Like, yeah, you wouldn't be in debt, but it's also a bad idea to blow your entire account up for something that doesn't bring you really any value. So there you have it. I mean, those are the common money mistakes to avoid. I think we boil it down pretty well to, yeah, just avoid excessive and frivolous spending. Don't become a slave. These big corporations that have kind of a grasp on you, they're like, hey, take these points, take these, do this, do that. Like, if you don't have the money, don't bother spending it. And another thing on top of credit cards that I like to add, because I do use credit cards and I do like collecting the points, but I will say when it comes to me and my wife, we spend more than we ever actually really want to because of the credit card. So if we got those out of our life completely, which we're kind of like thinking about, not 100% sure, we'd probably be spending significantly less. Like, it's not fun at the end of the month to calculate all the finances and be like, oh, we owe that much? How did we spend that? So yeah, excessive and frivolous spending is the #1 mistake to avoid. You need to act your wage. That's all I got for you today. Hope that helps. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel if you like this type of content. I'm going to put a couple videos up right over here. Go ahead and choose something that might be interesting to you to watch next. All right, have a good day.